photo here, guys, with Henry Winkler. Turn your lights on, guys. Light this place up. Turn your lights on. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. I'm so happy to be in this room. It looks like you are already in the other state. My goodness, there are lots of you. So, good afternoon. It's very, very nice to be here with you. And I love you back. You know, that's a very good point. You yell out, you love me, and I yell out, I love you back. Here's the thing. I'm an actor. It is the one art form you cannot really do by yourself. You need you. I am only one half of the circle. You are the other half of the circle. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I love that you're all here. So, you know, I was very bad in school, but I had a great teacher, and her name was Mrs. Brown. And Mrs. Brown was so good at what she did, God spoke to her. Mrs. Brown, you're going to live forever. She thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to live forever. I better look good. She had a little nip, a little tuck, a little lift. Oh, she looked great. She took off the bandages. She went shopping. She was on Fifth Avenue in New York with her bags buying a new outfit. She stepped off the curb. She was hit by the Fifth Avenue bus, dead as a doornail. Poor Mrs. Brown. But because God spoke to her, she went right to heaven. She walked right up to the throne of God. She said, excuse me, what were you thinking? It's Mrs. Brown. You said I was going to live forever. God said, I am so sorry I didn't recognize you. That has nothing to do with my speech. I just love that joke. So, this is my second time here at the Comic-Con. My wonderful wife, Stacy, is with me today. And I stand here before you. I am a husband, a father of 3. We have 4 grandchildren. We have 2 dogs, a Labradoodle, and a little Labrador who grew into a Great Dane. I'm an actor, a producer. I am a director, and I've written 32 novels for children with my partner. And I am in the bottom 3% academically in America. I was bad in math, I was bad in science, I was bad in English. I still to this day cannot spell. I was great at lunch. Was perfect at going home. My real teacher was Miss Adolph. I think she was related. I was told that I would never achieve. I was told that I would never quite meet my dream. And when I was 7, I don't know how it happened, I was overtaken by the idea that I wanted to be an actor. I don't know how it jumped into my body. I don't know how it jumped into my mind. I just knew if people were born to do something, I was born to try to be an actor. My parents were very, 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 very short German people. My father came over here from Germany. He wanted me to take over the family business. He bought and sold wood. I did not want to buy and sell wood. I wanted to be I was not going to buy and sell. He said to me 11 times a day, why do you think I bought the business over here? I said, besides being chased by the Nazi stat, was there a bigger reason than that? They did not support me. They did not want me to be an actor. I needed to be an actor, and so I never let my dream leave my brain. And this is one of the things that I've learned. And this is one of the things that I'm willing to say every day to every child that I ever meet. No matter how difficult school will be, no matter how difficult it is to learn, it has nothing to do with how brilliant you are. We are not defined by our grades. I took geometry, same course for 4 years. Regular school, summer school, regular school, summer school, regular school, summer school, regular school, summer school. I finally passed with a D-. I did not graduate with my class. I didn't get my diploma. I got it in the mail. I didn't walk down the aisle with a hat and a gown. That was 1963. Today, in September 2016, from then to now, not one human being has ever said the word hypotenuse to me. What were they thinking? It finally dawned on me, we have to teach our children how they learn, not what we think they should learn. So, I tried out for commercials, I went to drama school, I then made enough money, I got to Hollywood. Hollywood, the only wood I was interested in. I tried out for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, I had 4 lines, and then I went to Paramount Studios, and I tried out for this brand new show. I only had 6 lines. And I got it. And then on the first day, we were on the set shooting. And I said to the director, I'm so sorry, I just read the script. It says the Fonz goes to the mirror and combs his hair. I'm so sorry. I made a deal with myself. I will never comb my hair because every actor who's ever played a part like this comb their hair. I said, so I'm so sorry, but I can't do that. And he said, I'm so sorry, but the producer wrote it, you're gonna do it. So I went to the mirror, I pulled out my comb, I wanted to be true to myself, but I had to be a professional. I looked in the mirror, and I went, hey, look at that. I don't have to, because I'm perfect. And I had 10 wonderful years doing Happy Days. And then I thought, you know what, this is a big lesson, because I am a gigantic star. We're on in 126 countries. I've got fan mail, 50,000 letters a week. I am on top of the world. Until the show is over. Then you try out for other parts and they say, you know what, we love him. He is such a good actor, but he was the Fonz. So then I started to produce, which I'm not crazy about. I started to direct, which I like a lot, but my favorite is acting, and I couldn't get a job. Somebody said, why don't you write books for children about your learning challenge? I said, because, oh, I forgot to tell you. When I was growing up, my parents had an affectionate phrase for me. They called me dummer Hund. For those of you who don't speak German, that means dumb dog. Very supportive people. Now, when the show was over in 1980, Stacy and I went to Washington, D.C., and we presented my jacket to the Smithsonian Institution. The jacket the Fonz wore is in the Museum of America. And who was sitting directly behind me? The very short Germans. Now all of a sudden, they're very supportive. I didn't need them to be supportive at that time. I needed them to take care of me when I couldn't figure things out, not when I was famous. So we made a deal. I was going to be a different parent. My children could say anything to me, and you paid for that. Our children had chores because we thought that was important. My kids are great negotiators. I did their chores. My daughter had a bunny. She named it Mister because she's really good at names. And her job was to clean up the cage to feed the bunny. My wife and I share a bathroom in the morning. We shave different parts. Zoe came in. I said, Zoe, did you feed your bunny? She looked at my wife and she said, why did you marry him? I said, when you talk to me that way, it hurts my feelings. She said, well, then don't listen to me. I'm just a child. I don't know what I'm saying. Max, our youngest, came running in. He said, Dad, I know that they make corn oil out of corn. How do they make baby oil? I said, I am going to get back to you on that. So I met Lynn Oliver and we started to write Hank Zipser. And I put one foot in. You know, there's more than one way to do something. You don't have to write longhand. You don't have to sit at the computer and type if you can't. I had a thought, Lynn did the typing. I talked, Lynn typed. Lynn had a thought, I waited, she typed. And then we argued over every word, and now there are 32 novels of Hank Zipser. There's Here's Hank. There's Here's Hank, which is for 2nd grade. And then there's Hank Zipser for the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I never thought I could do it in my whole life. You know, when I was here last time, I told everybody that was in the audience, and it seemed to resonate because a lot of people mentioned to me a sentence that I said, and I'm going to repeat the sentence. I was a negative thinker. I can't, I won't, she won't go out with me, I'll never get a job. I just lived with this negativity. And I wanted to beat the system, so I found a philosopher. His name was Gurdjieff. He wrote very complicatedly. So I closed his book. But I found a disciple of his, and this is what I learned. When a negative thought comes into your mind, I can't, I won't, I'll never, you just say out loud, I'm sorry, I have no time for you now. People will look at you very strangely. But here it is. If you have a negative thought and you let it grow, it will become a thesis and you get locked in place. Your shoulders drop, your head drops. You stop walking to your dream. Don't put a period on the end of a negative thought. Don't complete a negative thought. You move it out of your brain. Think of something positive. I like chocolate cake. So simple. It is not easy to do. You have to make it your habit. But I promise you, once it is your habit, you can move the negative out, you move the positive in, and then you get to stand here and talk to you. I told you we have 2 dogs. We have a Labradoodle. Her name is Charlotte. She's an independent sleeper. If you dare touch her, because she sleeps on the bed, if you touch her with your toe. I have to remind that dog every single night, it's our bed. And Linus, as I told you, was this little Labrador that Stacy found in a parking structure and brought him home. And he promptly grew into a Great Dane. He is not an independent sleeper. He has to sleep touching you. And by touching you, I mean he has to sleep on you like a safety belt. You do not get up in the middle of the night and pee unless he says okay. a wonderful career, and I have no shame. So I need you to repeat after me. Better late than never. Better late than never. This Tuesday, NBC. If you don't watch it, I will know, and I'm going to come looking for you. But I promise you, I guarantee you, for those of you who haven't watched it, you will laugh. For those of you who have, did I make you laugh? Did William Shatner make you laugh? Terry Bradshaw? George Foreman? He's a very quiet guy, George Foreman, the heavyweight champion of the world. He has made napping into an art form. I'm not kidding. Anywhere we are in the world, in Asia, he would sit down. Bill Shatner. Bill Shatner is 85 years old. Bill Shatner has read every book on the planet. Bill Shatner wants you to know what's on every page of every book that he's read. Terry Bradshaw is a big Oklahoman. He's a big personality. America, listen up. Let me hear your ear. I want you to tell you something. I am not going to eat pork vagina. And underneath, his heart is as big as Oklahoma. He's a wonderful guy. And then there's Jeff Dye. Jeff Dye is a wonderful stand-up comic who has traveled all over America. And together, we have gone across Asia, 6 cities, 5 cameras, 5 guys, no script. It's an eating show, a comedy, and a travel show all wrapped into one. What is it called? What network? Yeah. Now, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have a question? What is your question?
I wanted to say I've enjoyed your career. The one character I liked the most was Arthur Fonzarelli.
Thank you.
And I wanted to know if you could tell me about how it's working with Ron Howard was. If you have a funny story about that.
I will tell you. Ron Howard was 18 when I met him. I was 27. I got Happy Days on my birthday. I'm 10 years older than this man. And I was doing it, you know, I came from New York, a very intense actor. We were doing a scene on the sound stage on Paramount Lot, working on Happy Days, and I didn't like a joke, and I started to hit the script. Young Ron Howard put his arm around me, walked me to the back of the sound stage, and he said, you know, they're trying as hard as they can. Let's not hit our script. I said, Ron, I'm never going to hit my script as long as I live. He is one of the wisest, most powerful, humanly powerful people. He's an old soul. And there is a young lady coming up here. I don't know if you watched the show. My wife and I binge watched Stranger Things. Millie Bobby Brown is going to be here later on this afternoon. I want to tell you something. I was so excited to meet her. I'm not kidding. And she's from England. Oh no. It was great. Anybody else? Yes, my darling. You have a very wonderful hat on.
Oh, thank you.
Did you make it?
Yes.
You did? How long did it take you?
A day.
What? Okay, is that knitting or crochet?
Crochet.
Crochet, and all in one day?
Yeah.
What is your name?
Holly.
You are amazing, Holly.
Thank you.
What is your question?
My question is for my mom, who couldn't be here today. She's really, really sad about it. But
I'm very sad too.
you should come back so she can see you.
You know what? That's exactly the reason I'm coming back.
Her question, her favorite movie of yours is American Christmas Carol. And she was wondering what your favorite scene in that movie was and what is your least favorite?
You know, an American Christmas Carol I did in 1979. I played Scrooge in the Christmas Carol, and I was scared. I did not want to do it. I thought I was too young. I thought there were so many actors who had played Scrooge, and that I would not be able to really do it justice. It took me 5 hours every morning, starting at about 2:30 in the morning, to put the makeup on. There were 12 pieces of rubber that they pasted on my face with glue. It felt like bugs were walking in between the rubber and my face all day long. I was so proud that I was smart enough to say yes and to do that show. Here's the thing. So many times I've been confronted by something and I thought, oh my goodness, this is too difficult. Oh my goodness, I'm not good enough. Oh my goodness, I can't do it. And I almost said no. It is so simple to say no, so difficult to say yes, but it's so rewarding. So I've changed my mantra to yes, I will. Changed my life. Yes, you show good taste.
I was wondering what your favorite part of doing the water boy was.
You know what? Adam Sandler, that goofy guy who dresses very badly, is a genius. He's in charge of every detail of every movie he makes. He is a wonderful, very loyal, wonderful man. In a month, I'm going to do a cameo in his next movie for Netflix. I loved doing it. My darling, what is your name?
I'm Shannon.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Where are you from?
From here.
Yeah. Salt Lake City?
Yep.
Born and bred?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was just wondering what your first reaction was when you found out that you were going to be able to jump the shark on Arrested Development.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing in front of you, of all the accomplishments in my life, I am the only actor who has jumped the shark twice. I thought it was funny. Mitch Hurwitz, who is the creator of Arrested Development, is one of the 4 geniuses I've worked with in my life. In January, I'm going to start a new HBO show with Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live. And I'm telling you, he is one of those 4. Yes, hi.
Hi,
What is your name?
Alyssa,
Hi, how old are you?
22.
What a pleasure.
Thanks.
What is your question?
So my question's also about Barry Zuckerkorn.
Yes, Barry Zuckerkorn.
He's very good.
I wear pink underwear.
I was wondering what your favorite quirk of Barry's is.
My favorite part?
Quirk?
Quirk. That somehow he winds up at truck stops and has a rash. And never knows why he's itching everywhere. When he drives up to the lady of the night and says, "You're not one of those crazy men who dresses as women, are you?" When she says, "No, I'm a real woman," he speeds off. What does he mean? What is he talking about? He is a weird guy. Sir.
Yes, first of all, hypotenuse.
What is your name? You're the first person to say hypotenuse.
And secondly,
What is your name, sir?
my name is James.
Hi, James. Did we meet before?
We haven't, but we will later today.
Hello? Does that mean that James is coming to my booth?
Ottawa.
Oh!
My question is, on On Better Late Than Never, what was the funnest thing you were able to do this season? Because I understand it was picked up, at least William Shatner said so.
I want to tell you something. This Tuesday, on what network? How did you know? This week, I am in a video with a K-pop band. It is a rock and roll band of beautiful Korean ladies. They have sold 40 million singles, and I dance with them. And I had the greatest time. But in Thailand, I met an elephant, 15,000 pounds. And I walked up, and he doesn't understand English, he only understands Thai. And I said, hi. And he looked at me in the eye. And I looked him back in the eye. And I said, I just want to say my name is Henry. I am so happy I got to meet you. And I started to cry. Because everything they say about elephants, about the empathy and about the emotionality, it's true. I felt it come off him like a river. I washed him, I fed him, I rode him. We played pinochle. Do you know, here's a fact, a fun fact about an elephant. They cannot jump. And there are 1,800 muscles in just the trunk alone. Oh yes. Oh yes. That was my favorite part. Thank you. Are we having fun? I'm having fun. Yes, my darling.
Our name is Red.
How are you?
10.
You are 10 years old. I thought you were 22.
Awesome. Well, like covered bees.
What is it like being covered in bees?
Yes.
So I've done some films with Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler calls me up. He said, you gotta do me a favor. I'm really in trouble. You gotta come here right now. So at about 12:30 at night, my son Max and I drive to a park in LA. He's shooting Little Nicky. And he says, I need you to stand right here. Okay, shoot him. Okay, they shoot me with the camera. He says, all right, go to the makeup trailer. And at 1:30 in the morning, for about 2.5 hours, he pastes bee stings all over my face. I did not think that was nice. He didn't tell me that that was going to happen. Thank you for your wonderful question. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else have a question?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh.
Well, you got the little guy, not the big guy.
That's right. Your dad? Are you dad? That's your dad. Hi, Dad.
Hello. What is the biggest advantage you found, or have you preferred roles as an older actor, or because I've loved you as the Fonz and of course everything else, but is there a big difference in age?
There is a big difference, and I'll tell you why. For me as an individual, I was very nervous when I was younger. I worried a lot when I was younger. If I could talk to my younger self, I would say, you come into this world, your destiny is inside you, don't worry so much. It will be okay. You'll figure it out. So as an older actor, I think I'm finally getting to what I dreamt I would be like as a professional. I'm getting better. Yeah. So,
Hi, it's great having you here.
what is your name?
My name is Tianka.
What is your name?
Tianka.
You are the first Tianka I've ever met in my life. Where did that name come from?
It's actually from the Book of Mormon, so.
There you go. That's good. So you're not Jewish?
No. As far as I know, I'm not.
No.
I just wanted to know if you would be willing to talk about what it was like working with Robin Williams and your thoughts
All right.
on his dancing.
So we're doing the show. This is how it went down. At about 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday, we all got around a table and read the script so that the director, the producers, and everybody could hear what it sounded like and start making changes to make it better. We did not have an actor to play Mork for Mork. Monday goes by. Tuesday goes by. We're rehearsing. There is still no actor. Wednesday goes by. We start the morning, and all of a sudden, they bring down a young man by the name of Robin Williams, very shy. He comes down, and he's going to be Mork for Mork, and we think, oh my goodness, we only have 2.5 days to rehearse the script. Usually it takes us 5. We start. He opens his mouth, and nothing that is written is coming out of it. And I realized, no matter what I said to him, hey, you want to rumble? And he said, rumble! He started doing West Side Story. I realized, and I've said this before, that my entire responsibility that week was to get out of his way and allow him to be the brilliant Robin that he was. Hello, sir. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Paul.
Hi, Paul.
The first movie I ever saw you in was Night
Is
Shift.
Paul also in the Book of Mormon?
I don't know. The first movie I ever saw you in was in Night Shift.
Night Shift.
Great movie. But I was wondering, what was it like going from being the coolest man in the world, the Fonz, to the nerdiest guy in the world, Chuck London?
I'll tell you exactly. Ron Howard wanted to be a director since he was 15. And he came to me and he said, you know, I want to do this movie. You can play either role. I thought, well, I've done the Fonz, so I'm going to play Richie. So I took on Chuck. Then he said, Henry, I'm really nervous because I'm so young. I'm only 22. Will the crew listen to me? They've been doing this for 25 years. I'm just a young whippersnapper. I said, Ron, I promise you, you're great. Ron, I would ask him a question. I would say, can I do this instead of this? And he would say, let me think about it for a minute. And while he was thinking, the entire crew, the entire cast, waited to hear what Ron Howard was going to say. He was brilliant from the beginning. I loved making it. We couldn't find somebody to act in it opposite me, and we met everybody. Kurt Russell, every actor came in. And then Michael Keaton came in. 30 seconds later, he had the role. He was amazing. Yeah, I love that movie. Night Shift, if you haven't seen it, I think it still holds up. Oh, did I mention Better Late Than Never? You know what? I forgot. Okay, could have had a V8.
My name is Jason. I've actually been a fan of yours since Happy Days, and
Thank you,
also
Jason.
with Robin Williams. It was great hearing about
Thank
you two worked together.
Thank you.
Gary Marshall, the creator of Happy Days, and a man who did a lot of other work, passed away recently. What was it like to work with someone like him, knowing that he not only launched the careers of so many people, you, Robin Williams, Ron Howard.
You mean Gary?
Yeah, also Penny Marshall,
Well,
Julia Roberts, Anne Hathaway.
Gary Marshall is my mentor. He was my, bless his soul. I am so fortunate I had a moment to go and say goodbye to him before he passed away. He was he was the first genius I ever worked for. Literally, I had a problem on the set. I couldn't do a joke. They called Gary from his office to stage 19 on Paramount Lot. I said, Gary, I can't do this joke. I don't know how to make it work. He went, well, let me see. All right. He tilted his head. 55 solutions fell off the top of it. The next problem I had, which one do I choose because they're all great? He was an amazing man. And I am sad that he's gone, but I am so grateful that I had him in my life. Sir.
Hi, it's good to see you.
Thank you. What is your name?
I'm Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I loved your role on Holes.
Thank you.
Keep in contact with any of the cast.
You know what is interesting, Matt, and it's something that I struggled with for a long time. Except for Happy Days, because we traveled all over the country playing softball together. We traveled all over Europe, playing with the American troops in Okinawa and Germany. We are a unit, we are a family. Marion Ross is one of the great women of the 21st century. But mostly when you work on something, you're very close. You have dinner, you're very tight. And then it's over. And it's like it never existed. I call people, I say, hey, it's Henry, and I'm still waiting for them to call me back, and that was 1982. I don't understand it, but I've come to accept it. There is this flurry of emotion and affection, and then it's like when a magician lights that paper and it flares into a flame and then it's gone. Yeah. Sir.
Hello, my name is Mudbug, and I'm with Bikers Against...
Wait a minute. Say your name again.
Mudbug.
What page of the Book of Mormon is that?
It only shows up in the New Orleans version.
Mudbug, it is a pleasure to see you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
And you are a what?
I'm with Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Wow.
Actually, I want to thank you for portraying a really positive biker. Thank you for that. The question goes back to Happy Days and how you are able to snap your fingers and women show up.
Mudbug, just stop here for a minute. I am now going to give you a tip. This is only for the men in the audience. Listen very closely. Do not snap your fingers at women. On television. If you dare to snap your fingers in real life, they will break them off. What is your name, sir?
My name is Colby.
Hi.
My question is for you is, how was it like working with Stallone?
All right, Stallone. Stallone covers himself in this character of a tough guy. And he talks like this, you know. We're standing on the streets of New York, we're shooting the lords of Flatbush. He looks at the people watching us, he goes, hey, what are you looking at? I'm going to eat you for breakfast. I said, Sly, you don't want to do that, he's probably chewy. Sly lived in a walk-up apartment with his first wife, Sasha at that time, and a bull mastiff. And he painted his windows black so that he would never know if it was day or night, so he would never be influenced by when he should write. Sly is a funny man. He's got a great wit. He is an articulate man, although it always sounds like he's chewing celery. Thank you. How are you? What is your name?
Michelle.
Hi, Mish.
Hi. I was grown up on Happy Days.
You were brought up on Happy Days. Well, you
Yes,
grew up very nicely.
Thank you. My children just need to see this in person because they're here. Can you give a Fonzie iconic A?
Where are they?
Where's my kid?
Where are the kids?
Right here.
Stand up. Oh, look at that. You have 2,000 kids. All right. E. I used A to reduce language because the Fonz was given big paragraphs, and how can it be cool with big paragraphs? So I reduced language to sound. E. She's beautiful. E. Don't mess with me. E. I'm hungry. And then for my favorite sport at the time, I added a word. Whoa.
My name is Debbie. You may recall it's from the Old Testament. I think you're familiar with it.
Debbie. You were married to Saul. Yes, right.
I'm now married to Ben. So.
You were married to who?
Ben.
Hi, Ben. Benny Ben. Hi, Benny Ben. Yes.
I was a large fan of the show Royal Pains.
Good night.
I actually was just on the east end of Long Island, drove by the winery where you had a heart attack. Do you remember the name of that winery?
Yes, I do. It was the winery where I had a heart attack.
Do you remember?
That's hard to fit on a bottle, but you know.
Do you remember the name of the town it was in?
Yes, I do. It was the town that the winery was in. What am I, a map?
My question is, what was it like filming on the eastern end of Long Island?
You know what? We were on Long Island. It was beautiful. I love doing Royal Pains. I did some of my best scenes ever on Royal Pains. I am grateful. Those two boys, Mark Feuerstein and Paolo. Paolo was just on the night of and did a great job. I love my job. I am grateful every day. There are men my age. I am now 70 years old. There are men my age sitting at home waiting for a phone to ring, and I get to just do this. And I want to say, I thank you for your warmth, and I thank you for listening, because my parents never did. Thank you so much.